Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. Hope everyone's keeping well up there, and I hope that every one of you have enjoyed today at Grassroots football. I certainly did, because I was celebrating Liverpool's win as well last night. Played a bit better, scored the goals, took the lead first, and that made all the difference. But again, I think Wolves were living on hope, to be honest, because they were just defending and thinking they're going to catch us on the break. But it wasn't to be, because the good thing about it, Liverpool players were actually chasing the ball. They were actually not waiting for them to come at them. They were going, they were having a right go, but they all could have still played better, but I'm sure they'd admit that. And a real positive for Andy Robinson, or positives for Andy Robinson and Rio Ngumba, if I haven't got that name right. But do you know what? That young kid is amazing, and he can only improve. To be honest, everyone was saying he's got to start in the Champions League, but I think these punters who are saying this, Liverpool play a different game in the Champions League. They always have. In Europe, have a look at the way they play. We don't go full-blooded, all-out attack. We don't. We have the players in there who can do the job. Rio, yes, if he was on his own up front, or with another striker, I'm not too sure, but we just don't need to win this game all out. We don't need to go gung-ho. We'd love to. We get 2 or 3, we get them on a break. Cody Gakpo is obviously a player for Europe, and also Ekitike, absolutely fantastic. And also you've got Bates, who's back now, and he got a few minutes out of that. And you could say fantastic, he rested Ekitike, but I always believe, and I don't know whether anyone will agree with me, that when you rest the players, they don't seem to perform in the next game. They need the time and effort, and it's all right moaning about 2 or 3 games a week, but that gets your team motivated. And I can only say, look at Arsenal, Man City. Look, they're in the Carabao Cup as well, the Champions League, the Premier League, and also the FA Cup. And when you look at them, they're doing 2-3 games a week as well. It's not just Liverpool, but the players are performing and playing well each week. But you take those players away, rest them for 2 games and put someone else in, they're not the same player. And then what will happen is someone will say, yeah, but they need the fitness getting up there, so those few minutes will do them well. The world's are good, you know, they've had a nice little break. God, just go for it, go for it. If you're burnt out by the end of the season, so what? You've got a lovely holiday, or maybe the World Cup. It all depends whether you're playing for your home nation. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's me. That's my opinion. I don't know whether everyone agrees with me out there, or anyone agrees with me out there, but I always say it. You just look, when Liverpool players have a break, they are woeful. They don't perform. They need to be playing 2 or 3 games a week, and that has been in our agenda, over our agenda for how many years? Well, there you go. Goes without saying. Anyway, happy with the result. People are saying he should have kept a clean sheet. FA Cup, you're not bothered what the score is, are you? To be honest, you're just going through to the next round. It doesn't matter if you keep a clean sheet. It doesn't benefit you in the FA Cup. It's great for the Premier League, but is that all what about? I wouldn't. Do you know what? If you said to me, go through the whole season winning games by 3 goals to 2 or 4 goals to 3, it wouldn't bother me. These clean sheets, it really, really wouldn't. Nice to keep a clean sheet, but the win is more important. Tactics, we talk about tactics, the way teams are going on with these throw-ins, and IFAB will come out with the new saving measures about the throw-ins. You've seen that 5-second rule apparently, but yeah, give a 5-second rule, but what they should also say is the nearest player to the ball takes the throw-in, rather than the 2 or 3. And if there is 2 or 3 of them, the referee points to the player who he thinks should take the ball. There should be no argument. You take the throw-in. No, you take a throw-in. It's the one who's nearest to the ball, and that'll save time as well. Rather than saying, oh yeah, you've got to give him time to get on the ball as well, ref. You know what I mean? And there'll be a lot of arguments coming out of there, and the goal kicks. Yes, it's not really the goalies. Goalies have fallen over going injured now. That's what they're doing. And do you know that Brighton manager had a point about Arsenal the other day when he was coming on and saying about the time wasting? And some people are saying, yeah, well, that's all about football. That's the way it is. Get on with it. you know, let them take as much time as you want. But 60 minutes out of a 19-minute game on the field of play, that ball is just atrocious. What the fans getting, the value for money, that's what you need to talk about. Not a pundit saying, well, that's tactics, they're going to win, hold on to the win at all costs. That is what it boils down to, win at all costs. But no, it's a game of football, end to end, that's what we all want to see. And honestly, I used to really love games going back many years ago with Liverpool when it was non-stop, end to end with two teams. It was like the Alamo when they were going at them, it could have been 4-3. The game, they're the best games in the world, regardless. No one turns around and says, oh, we scored, or we conceded 3 goals. If the game is brilliant, the fans will love it. Honestly, it's football, and it's like grassroots football. Your kids, they all, you know, someone said to me today, grassroots football, this team was 6-1 down last week half time, and they came back and fought back to 6-all. Isn't that brilliant? That's what they want. They're all talking about that, not how many goals they conceded. And that is football to me. Okay, it's a business, and you know, you need to keep the score down. You could say, oh, you know, goals against, you know, that's what it could do. Goal difference, you could lose the Premier League. But how many? I don't think. When was the last team that won Premier League or Premiership on goal difference? Let's go back some time. Anyway, anyone knows the answer, mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. While we're still being busy in here, I've got orders coming today, so we can start finishing off the studio, start getting to grips with it. I was talking to Peter today, he's going to be in sometime, probably, if not next week, the week after, just starting up, getting there. He'll do little bits here and there for me, and get organised and get the wire and get the cameras in. So we'll make do with the computers. And to all Spotify fans at the moment, I apologise. I'm not doing it on Spotify yet because I've had to take everything out so we can get the soundproofing done around the window. If I had everything in, it's just in the way, slow motion, you know, we've got to move it here and there, but if everything's moved, it's clear. Clear and present danger, that's what it is. Don't have any danger around. Clear the podcast room, let's get it all done, and let's all make a difference together. That's what I'm looking at. If we can, yes, make a difference. And to me, that is what we're doing. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for being patient with us on Spotify and on YouTube. And we'll have our guests in today, talking to Tony Smith from Liverpool County FA. He'll come in. There's a lot want to come in and see the podcast studio. That there will be guests. We're talking to them as well. Come along, come and have a cup of tea, come and have a biscuit, and tell us what you think. And you might be drawn in to an interview with us as well, because it's going to be really, really good. And I'll show you the new tech room. That is what we're really underway on. I can't wait for that to be going on, making a difference. Yes, new tech speakers, you name it, we've got it all going. And I cannot wait. If we can get things done, it's just the tech expert, how we can get these speakers working and what we can achieve to do so, because we want sound coming out and make the difference for everyone. So we will hire this studio out as well, because it'd be brilliant for us. People will love it. Honestly, I'll give you a little tour when Peter's been in and done all the camera work and what have you, you know, but in the meantime, we still plod on, we still get going, and we want to make a difference to grassroots football. So whatever you've been out and about today, I hope it's been loads of respect on and off the field of play. I actually managed to get out to the John O'Leary Winter League today, so it was great to catch up with the committee there. Games were on. It was a little bit debatable whether it was going to rain, but the pitches were perfect. There was loads of games going on, and I was talking to the committee regarding touchline behaviour, and they don't hold back. They've had 1 or 2 incidents, but they've sorted them out, and that's the way it is. We shouldn't have any incidents anyway, but what's going on around the world, we just need everyone to be compliant and just play the game and adhere to all the rules, regulations about behaviour, touchline behaviour when you go and visit a league, when you go and visit someone, you're watching someone playing football, a youngster, you know, go there and just adhere to the rules and regulations of the league itself. And common sense states that you don't take on a referee. No verbal abuse, no aggressive behaviour, no racist comments, and no bullying, because young kids who are refereeing are still at school, and if you start shouting and screaming, that is a form of bullying towards them, and that could become a safeguarding incident. It all depends how far that goes, so be wary and be aware of when you are out and about on the field of play. The signs going up there from the county FAs, you can see that, where they're asking to put these posters up, £315 for a ban on parents who are giving the referee loads, basically verbal abuse, and their £350 club fine. Some people will say, yeah, that's not to be sniffed at, we'll sort that out, we'll all club together. You need more, but at least the county FAs are coming up and telling you exactly what's going on. And also 12 match ban for a player who's getting a little bit too stroppy, to be honest. 12 match ban, so there you go. And then you'll see one coming up soon, ban for life, because there'd be a serious incident. So why shouldn't you? So this is the motive, and this is for you to go and talk and listen when you go to grassroots football. Talk to your committee, talk to your referee if you need to. Don't even verbally abuse that referee. Work with them. We tell referees to go on deaf ears. Why shouldn't they? They shouldn't argue back. And I talked to an ex-referee today at the North Liverpool JFL who was taking up the reins in grassroots football, not the whistle, taking the reins up. And he was a solid referee. He wouldn't take no messing. You know, someone sort of confronted him, he'd fight back. And when I mean fight back, he'd argue back. And it wasn't for him. He was saying he was getting too much of the abuse, and he was only trying to do his job on the field of play. And I always found him as a great referee as well. And there was nothing ever happens when we were there and round and about, you know, but it was nice to see him, a nice friendly face there again, and running football teams. And he said, I don't give verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, have a joke with the referees, have some banter. And he said, he just wishes that some referees would give the banter back, honestly. And that does happen. I know plenty of referees who give banter back as well, if it is banter. If it's threatening behaviour, well, take your action, get your red card out, or report them to the committee, and I'm sure they will take action towards that manager, coach, or even the parents. So if everyone's had a great day today, put your hands up, always tell me, yes, send me an email, let me know. Dan will be in next week. He's going to be impressed when he sees this, because he was refereeing at Goodison yesterday, and there was apologies for Jaden as well. But Jaden's doing well on his wrestling. Can't wait to get him into the studio. They're the up and coming. They're going to be teaching all the kids on the youngsters, teaching them how to express themselves and confidence, build the confidence to youngsters on the podcast. And it'd be great for them, be set up well, and we're looking forward to the new reign of youngsters coming in for the grassroots podcast shows. Can't wait, and looking forward to that as well, and hopefully getting Hubert College in to have some dealings with us as well, making a difference with our tech masters behind the scenes. Yes, we want them to get involved and soup us right up with Don't Cross the Line. Make us famous, make us even better. Look at the green screen behind me. We'll make a difference. They'll be putting pictures on there, they'll be putting backgrounds in. This is what we want on YouTube, on Spotify, on Riverside FM. This is the way we're going. Honestly, we want to make a difference to all. A lot of hard work, as we say, a lot of hard graft, but we're getting there. We really are. Now, being out and about today at grassroots football, I've noticed there was a couple of things that I wanted to deal with and just express my feelings over it, because I don't really agree with any smoking within grassroots football. And there's banned sites, all the hubs are no smoking areas, but people are tending to smoke. There's that many kids around, you shouldn't be taking a cigarette. If there's a smoking zone, please use that. If there isn't, please refrain from smoking. That's as easy as that. But when you see them vaping, even managers or coaches on the sidelines in front of kids, that to me is, wow, that should be an instant fine. And if county FA officials see that, that should be an instant fine to the club about your manager smoking in front of kids or vaping in front of kids. So what message is that given to the kids about it's okay to smoke, it's okay to vape? The kids will look at it and go, oh, well, like that smells lovely. Oh, it's all right, mate, you can get them in a corner shop. These are coaches, these are managers dealing with your kids and the vaping on the sidelines. Anyway, yes, was reported, and I'm sure it will be dealt with efficiently. But come on, committees, please send a letter out to your coaches. Tell them it's not good enough if you are vaping or smoking in front of kids whilst training or conducting them in a game of football at grassroots level. I'm not being a killjoy here. If you smoke, then smoke away from the kids. Please, not on the field of play saying, oh, it's open there, they won't know what I'm doing. It doesn't give a really, really good message. I'd love your thoughts on that one as well. Vaping in front of the kids, especially as a manager. Also, while I was in the cafe there was a parent approached the staff at the cafe, where they're only young, or a manager should I say, and asked the staff to go and move the goals for them. He said it's not down to us as coaches or managers, as parents, to move the goals. I had to step in a little bit, but obviously the manager wouldn't take no notice to me, but I just said, honestly, when you run grassroots football teams, it's part of your mission to develop those kids. Unfortunately, it is down to the managers and coaches and parents to move the goals. Not many, yeah, we can all moan about it, but it's not down to the staff. You're getting the football pitch, it's down to the league. Go and see your league committee and ask them to come out and move the goals, but they would tell you the same thing. As a manager, find someone to help you push that goal over. If there's 2 goals there, then it's the opposition team to go and push these goals. They're not bad, they've got wheels on. Push them, set them up. Don't come in and tell the staff to move them. That was bad. That was poor, very, very poor. What's again, managers, coaches, what's your thoughts on that? You're on 3G pitches there, you've got your games on, and you've got good facilities, and just a little bit of hard work. You know, I've done it for years, and I've never gone in to complain to the committee about pushing goals up. The only time you do it if the opposition have left their goal out and you've got to put them away, then the league will fine them or take action. But that's been part and parcel of football for years. Thank God this manager did not have to go when you were in likes of Stanley Park in the winter leagues, when you have full size goals, putting the nets up when it's freezing cold and the horrendous rain. Oh, and you're putting the pegs in the nets and your hands are frozen. You're using ladders to put them up. That was a nightmare, I assure you. And then you're trying to collect in the subs and trying to run your team. That's a nightmare. Never mind just pushing a goal. Get there 5 minutes early and push the goal to wherever it may be. I'd love your thoughts on that as well. You know, yeah, okay, you can say they're only volunteers, but what do? Do we employ someone in the league as a goal mover? I don't know. Food for thought. Let's hear what you have to say on those. Please email or message me again on Facebook. But they're the 2 things that I was looking at today, and I'm sure there was managers and coaches out there that'd just be laughing and going, fancy going in to tell the staff to do that. That's wrong. And you know what? One of the staff did go out to help, and they should not, because they've got people to serve and what have you. That's not them. They're there. The goals are all there. Just wheel them across, take the brake off, wheel them across, put the brake back on. Anyway, there you go. I suppose this is grassroots football. Respect on the 12th, 18th, 25th of April 2026. They're the weekends. We've requested something to the PGMOL, at the Premier League, the FA, and also Everton Football Club. And I'm waiting for feedback on that. Let's just hope this comes about, because this will pick us up the publicity that we deserve for our Respect Awareness Weekends. And that's when the PGMOL, the match officials, the Premier Games match officials, limited if you want that, will be wearing our t-shirts during the warm-ups at every Premier League ground over those weekends. And we want you to respect, take images if you can, do our ref plan, please, respect. We need this plan going if we possibly can. Encouragement and friendship. So see, ref plan, take the first letter of each of those. Respect, encouragement, friendship, ref. And that's our plan. And if the kids can draw something up, send it in to us ASAP. That would be amazing. And you may win something, because we have a meeting next week with one of our businesses. They might like to put a prize up. Hey ho, You never know. So please, please, whenever you're out and about, loads of respect on and off the field of play. We don't want any more animosity on the sidelines. Let the kids play, let them enjoy themselves, and honestly, they will develop their skills, and also the referees will develop their skills as well. We'll be back again tomorrow around about 3 p.m. In the meantime, put your feet up, relax, enjoy the weekend, because you're back at work on the Monday and it starts all over again. So for myself, Matt Lane, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect Programme, Heart of Gold initiatives, No Ref, No Game, Lean on Me with our choir, yes, Heart of Gold choir, listen to it on YouTube. We'll be putting it out again very, very soon indeed. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Cheerio for now.